Hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday night, 5 o'clock. Just thought I'd come on, with everything that's going on in the world, give everybody a chance to pop in, say hello, see how everybody's doing. We all got to stick together through this, thick or thin. I'm the thick, you guys can be the thin. So it's just really, really, really great to have the opportunity to be here with you guys tonight. I know some of you are probably going to be going out and about on the town. And um, yeah, it's just going to be a great chance for everybody. Hey, Brandon's here. For everybody to come in and say hello. Builder 710, Brandon's here. Tim, good to see you. I just thought, well, what the heck, everybody's probably getting so sick and tired of watching the news, and just the YouTube in general is so confusing anymore. And I just thought I'd provide an opportunity for everybody to just come here, chat, and just talk about, the things that we're going through on a daily basis, and give you guys an opportunity to just hang out with one another, kind of like when you used to go to the neighborhood watering hole and just sit around and chat and see people and say what's going on. Builder 710, hello, my friend. Yeah, at 7 o'clock, Roger is going to be going on live again. I know he's eating dinner right now, and then he's got to go run an errand. But he wanted me to make sure to tell everybody that he would be on again tonight at 7 o'clock for his Friday night show. So, anything new with you folks? Anybody get a chance to fly today or go anyplace, do anything? It's snowing here. It's not going to stick, but it is snowing. And it's supposed to keep this up through till probably about midnight or so and then clear out of here. And it's going to be a little bit colder than normal. Right now it's 35 degrees. And it's going to be a little colder than normal.
Hey, Mia, what are you doing?
So everybody make sure you hit that like button if you wish to. I would appreciate it. Um, yeah, I sent out a bunch of invites to people. Maybe they'll join us, maybe they won't. Like I say, being a Friday night, I think a lot of people probably have things to do or places to go. Not so much places to go, but things to do. So we're just here, kind of vegging out and taking life easy. Did any of you that live in the States get your stimulus check yet? And in the States, what you do is you just go to the IRS, just type in IRS and it should come up IRS, I think, .org. And you can answer a few questions and it'll tell you if you what you got coming or when you got coming or if you qualify. Most people do qualify. So the weather on the East Coast and West Coast is, I'm hoping, is a little better than it is right here in the northeast. Um, we've had that storm move up out of Texas, and now it's here, and it's supposed to be moving across the country. Rodney Bell, good afternoon, my friend. How are you doing? Yeah, we're just kind of hanging here this afternoon. I thought, well, I would come on ahead of Canadian Drone Hub at 7. And I talked to Roger, and he's finishing up dinner, and he's got to go run an errand, but he's going to be back up as usual Friday night, Canadian Drone Hub. So if anybody was wondering, yes, Roger will be on. I see you've been kind of busy a little bit too, Rodney. I see you on there, and Sean's been a busy guy too. Geek Savannah. Well, Rodney, I'm pretty much good. Other than it's snowing here, it's not going to stick. It's just that nasty kind of half rain, half snow, and it's supposed to continue on. And it's only 34 degrees here. It's supposed to pretty much eat up the rest of the evening. So it's just kind of like the kind of weather when you just don't want to be anyplace. But since we're all kind of in a lockdown mode anyway, any place would be better than being locked down all the time 24/7. Tim Jackson, how you doing? Yeah, I'm safe for the most part, and fairly well, other than the old man syndrome. But yes. Oh, how did that go, Rodney? You went back to work. Yeah, I hear you. You got to get back into the grind again. But I'm sure they were glad to have you back, Rodney. Let's see. Well, thanks, Tim. I appreciate it stopping in. Tim Jackson and Tim Rehan. You go make a good dinner. What are we cooking tonight, Tim? Well, on your first day back, Rodney, was it a little bit stressful as far as your energy level, or did you do just fine? Oh, that's always the way, isn't it, Rodney? Hurry up and wait. So now, are you going to be going back full time, or are they going to let you kind of take a day off here and there? Barbecued chicken strips and fries works fine. Hell, I'm even happy with chicken nuggets. You'll get the hang of it, Tim. Editing, although some people love editing, I just see it as a way to get my videos up and done. I had 5 ships to do, and I started yesterday in the evening, and I finally got the last one posted this morning at about 6 a.m. And in the meantime, I took a couple of grandpa naps, but I didn't get a good night's sleep for sure. Timeless Truths, how you doing? Yeah, I buy those bags of chicken nuggets frozen. They're pretty good. The other thing I buy is I buy that the honey barbecued wings that they have in the frozen food section, a great big bag of those. And I have a pressure cooker, and I put those in there, a little extra barbecue sauce and a little bit of honey, and cook that for about 18 to 20 minutes. And they come out of there just fall off the bone. Good. Hey, my Lenny's here. Yeah, sleepyhead. Probably going to get to be that way, Lenny, but I thought, what the heck? I know there's a lot of our friends out here that probably looking for some place to go and just to sit down and have a drink or have a conversation. So that's why we're here. There's my drink of the day. Lynn, don't be telling my cooking secrets. Everybody doesn't have vintage frozen foods. And there's a reason for that. It's just that you never know what you'll find in the back of the refrigerator or the freezer, you know? Well, I just wanted everybody to have a place to go. There's so many channels you can go to that are almost combative, or after the first few minutes, you just feel dog tired afterwards. But kind of rolls slow here. We're just kind of on the slow mode. Yep, Rodney went back to work Thursday, first time back after the quadruple bypass. Joe Mack, how you doing, Joe? Yep, everybody just come on in, have a seat, stay as long as you can, and enjoy the company because we enjoy your company. Well, the conversation is, and I'll share it with you guys. I found some frozen fish sticks in the back of my freezer that was 8 months expired, or was it 2 years expired? Anyway, and I cooked them up, and when they came out of the fryer, they were gray instead of being white fish sticks. But they tasted halfway okay. They had a little wangy tangy to them, and so ever since then, Lynn doesn't let me forget about it. And it's like the 2-year-old shrimp and 2-year-old cocktail sauce, you know. Tim, what I do is no, I've never worked on a ship, but what I do is the I've always lived, except for one time I lived in Kansas City for about 3 years, but I've always lived along the water here in Port Huron. where the Lake Huron comes down and turns into the St. Clair River and ships go by. It's just a spectacular place to live. And yeah, it was Lenny. So I've always had a fascination with boats. When I was growing up, I always had boats. And when I was an adult, I always had a boat, not big boat like that, but boats. Nothing like being on the water when you're younger. When you get older, it becomes a chore. Like anything else. Youth makes everything better. As you get older, you start to realize that you can't do what you used to do. Washington County News, how you doing? Roger will be on as usual tonight at 7, everybody. But I just thought I'd come on in the meantime just to kind of warm up for Roger. Well, thank you, Tim. I've been flying. My first drone I got in 1988, I think it was, and it was one of those you had to. Somebody else built it for me, but it was like 4 feet long. Had a small chainsaw motor underneath it. You had to pull start it and put gas in it. One rotor. The rotor was 5.5 feet in circumference, and it was. I had used a Futaba 4-channel radio, and you were a hero if you kept it in the air. Night Train, you're right. The cold does hurt a lot more. Well, the biggest boat I've had was I had like almost a 30-footer Sea Ray that had it down below with a cuddy cabin and it had the rear cabin. It was a crawl-in queen size underneath the pilot station. And it had a small little kitchenette where the microwave and everything, and a dinette up front that used to go down and make into a double bed. The biggest boats on the Great Lakes, though, are 1,000-footers. And the biggest one to date is the Paul Tregurtha. And I think it's 1,038 feet, if I'm not mistaken. Lynn, maybe you know. But 1,000-foot ship is pretty big. And they're wide, too. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. When I was in high school, I used to crew on a sailboat. We used to race on the Great Lakes. And that was kind of fun until I figured out that I don't do well in heavy seas as far as going down below, being inside someplace where everything's moving like this and you're moving. And they had to evacuate me off of a sailboat on Lake Michigan during a big storm. I was fine up on deck, but the storm hit so fast. We were up there. We had cut off shorts on and just a t-shirt, and I was helming, and we were going into the waves, and they were about 8-foot waves, and all of a sudden they turned to 30-foot waves, and it went from being like 78 to 84 degrees down to like 35 degrees because of the winds and everything. And they threw me a life vest, which was a rope set up. You put your arm through this and arm through this one, and then you snap yourself onto the safety rails. And I was up in the cockpit, and I was shaking and shivering. And the guy that owned the boat come up and says, "Murray, get below." I said, "That's an order, get below." So I went below, and I went down the stairs, and here's my friend who was the skipper's son, and he was sitting at the dinette on the sailboat, and he was eating a cheese sandwich, and he says, "Hey, Murray, how's it going?" And I just looked at him, and I ran to the head, opened the door, and just blew chunks all over So then they stuck me in a berth alongside of the motor, and I can vaguely remember hearing them talk to me, but I couldn't respond. So they were shooting off flares and stuff, and finally got me into port. Yeah. The next morning when I woke up and came around, they took me to the bus station and sent me home. So that was my sailing. Yep, Lenny is a land yachter. She's always had motorhomes for sure. Yep, just got a message back from John DiNardo. Said he's got to run an errand, but what he'll do is if we're still on when he comes back, he will be joining us. I sent out invitations to a lot of people. Um, but like I say, I understand being a Friday night. People probably have other things they're doing. Mia, what are you doing?
Call Richard Cleary.
Yeah, you're a little bit damp. She just came in from being outside. 34 degrees, and it is kind of a misty, rainy, snowy, icy, light precipitation. Yep, the Dom said that he'd be in. He had to run a message, run an errand. Love my drones. Boats equals a hole in the water in which you pour money. Yes, you're very true. Whenever you go to do anything, well, it's even like fuel. Fuel for your car. That's what I did is I started downsizing down to get about a 24 footer on a trailer, and I could go fill it up at a regular gas station, then launch the boat. But if you buy it on the water, if you were paying back then, like $2.79 or $2.29 or even $1.99, it'd be $4.99, $5.99, $6.99 on the water a gallon. Oh, Washington County says it's 74 degrees there today. Wow. Yeah, it did. It just night train. It kind of zipped past up a little bit into the thumb area and then over into Canada. I think down further, just south of Detroit, like the Ohio line. I think they got like 3, maybe 4 inches of snow down there, and we just touched on the north end by it. It was cutting across Michigan, the lower half, and mostly Ohio. Came up out of Illinois through Chicago. Oh, good for you, Night Train. So you got some decent weather then. That makes it nice. That makes it really nice. Yeah, it hasn't been any kind of weather to be flying or doing things here pretty much all day. Even if there was something to watch, and there usually is, I always check the marinetraffic.com that shows you ships all over the world. And it's always nice to kind of watch. But I think there's a ship going to be coming downbound here shortly. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be coming down here shortly. I'll show you guys. Marine traffic is great if any of you guys are ever contemplating want to know where ships are anywhere in the world and what they are. This is what I look at. Here's Sarnia and Port Huron here. So you just zoom in, and this is the channel right
I
here.
looked it up on Google.
Calumet is on its way down, headed for Marine City. That's not a very big ship.
Yeah.
But as you can see, as I zoom
It
out,
was another 441.
you can see all the different ships. You just put your cursor on them. And if you want to see pictures of them, you just click on them.
I'm just glad we didn't suffer.
But see all the ships up here. This is by Niagara Falls, where they have a set of locks. The other set of locks are up here. As you can see, they're kind of jammed up in the locks up here. Go up to Superior, and this over here is where they load the iron ore and everything else. It comes across on railroad cars to this point. Then they load them up, and they take them east all the way up into New York. But what amazes me is when you take a look at just the east coast of the United States, all those dots are ships.
Yeah.
The red ones are tankers, the blue ones are passenger, and the green ones are some type of cargo. And so it really is interesting.
So you're just gonna have a small family service? Yeah. Right.
Don Beaver, how you doing? Dolly LaFrance.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be nice to get
John Lasardre. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Keith Wheeler.
Right.
Yeah, so anyway,
yeah, it's too bad. I know when
I'll give you guys a quick look down by, there's a river cam we have here. It's on Stream Time Live, and you go to Stream Time Live on YouTube, and you can there, it's manned 24 hours a day. And of course, in some weather, it's nicer to look at. Right now it isn't, but it'll give you a look at when there's no ships, they pan it from back and forth. That's the Blue Water Bridges over there. On the other side is Sarnia, Ontario. But now that they've closed the borders off, you don't see any kind of passenger cars or vehicles. It's strictly the only thing that's crossing now is commerce, like the big trucks hauling things. So it's panning now left, and when it gets up to here, that area up there where the space starts, just the other side of that tree, that's Lake Huron, the bottom tip of Lake Huron. And you'll see that sign, that's the Thomas Edison station. That the roof that you're looking at there is actually the old station where Thomas Edison, as a boy, used to sell different things like cigarettes and tobacco and writing materials and stuff to passengers that would go down to Detroit and on down beyond. So there's a little bit of history here. Yeah, snowy, rainy. Been the weather pretty much from about north of me all the way down south. The further south you get in Michigan and into Ohio, the heavier the snowfall. Yeah, the camera operators on that can zoom in. In fact, there's a ship coming down the next 15 minutes. When I see it, I will show everybody the ship cam. The operators for that are all over the U.S. I don't know if it's a voluntary thing, but they remotely control the cameras for Stream Time Live. And they're capable of really zooming them in quite a bit. But right now he's giving you a wide angle because I think he knows there's a ship should be coming around right around that bend and down here down the river shortly. Nightbot. But Stream Time Live is a great channel to go to if you want to tune in Port Huron, down a little bit further, Marine City or Algonac. Those are the three cameras that are between Lake Huron and all the way down to a small lake, which is Lake St. Clair. Then it goes into Detroit River, and then down to the Lake Erie, where they all peel off and go to the left or east. So, what's everybody doing? Desmond Donners, I'm doing good, Tim says. JDS is in the house. Well, everybody that's here, Roger is going to be on at 7 o'clock. He was finishing up dinner when I first was getting on, and he had to run a quick errand. Then he was going to be back, and he said he'd be on at 7 o'clock. Yeah, it's a little bit foggy down by the river, but it will clear up. They will be, like I say, the ship will be coming down around here like that. And there's a channel out there, and they come down. Stop share. Oh, look who's here. Mr. DiNardo is in the house. Hi, John. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good, good.
Yeah. How's that? Hopefully everybody's doing good out there. My hair's a mess. It's getting windy. We're supposed to get a winter storm. I finally got my car. I took a picture of what it says when there's some kind of bad. It has to be pretty bad weather for it to
Yeah.
to set
Yep.
off my radio.
Oh, I hear you.
So this is what it does. Let's get it to focus.
Yep.
Just says winter storm warning.
Yeah. Lynn, Tim told you it's 5:30. Well, now it's about 5:35 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And if we were in California, it would take 3 hours back off of that. So it would be like 2:35.
Hello? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yep. What is that, John? I see it's a radio. What?
Okay.
Oh, you just seeing that now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's I couldn't see it because every time you talked, I couldn't see if it was showing it or not.
Oh, okay.
So let me see here. That was the warning on my car radio does some things. Hopefully it'll focus in a minute. But it says winter storm warning.
Oh,
So it's going to be now they're calling for like 6 inches of wet, heavy snow in the valley and a foot in the hill towns. Who knows?
oh, wow.
Who knows? Too late in the year for this. Hey, JDS. Boy, so how was your nap, Paul?
Well, didn't get much of the problem I have is, John, is my legs kill me. And so when I can't sleep in a bed, so I have to get into a reclining chair, a power recliner, and the foot thing, it starts to clip me right behind the calves, and after a while it
Oh yeah, it
starts to hurt, So
Yeah.
I have to get up, stand up, and
Yep, that's not good.
but it is what it is,
Yep.
I'm looking at my outdoor camera and I see my neighbor to the south is getting a delivery of some food. Good for them.
Yeah, my car says go home, and I do, and then I get in trouble with my boss.
My son just placed an order and I gotta pick his up too.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Boy,
Bocheck?
what is that in the background I hear?
That's somebody here that's talking.
Oh, okay.
He just called.
Gotcha. Well, I'm officially shut down.
Are you?
Right.
Yeah, pulled all the cars in, pulled all the signs in, put signs up everywhere that says I'm down. Now I'm going to do a Facebook thing, and
Bocheck?
we sent out mailers to everyone, emails to
That
everybody.
makes it hard. Yep.
Program that does it. But I forwarded all the phones to my cell and my sister's, and she brought a notepad and everything so she can make appointments for not this coming week, but the following week.
Yeah. For everybody that doesn't know, John's one of his employees came in, was sick, and John sent him home. And then after John started quizzing him about it all,
Oh, yeah.
found out that he had family that were tested positive. And
Well,
now he tested.
No, they didn't test. He said they got sent home from work. One was a nurse, and the other one is a veterinarian. And they both got sent home with fevers. They were supposed to get tested. The nurse didn't get tested. She should have. She works in a nursing home. And the funny part is the veterinarian got tested, and it said she was negative, but she had a fever. So then they went home kicking around. They were supposed to what was called self-isolate. So the two girls that were sick, they could have stayed together up in the upstairs of the house, which has its own bathroom. It's like a whole separate house in this upstairs.
Right.
And they could even actually stay apart from each other if they wanted with the bathrooms. but they insisted on being with the whole family. What wound up happening is about a week into their staying at home, because they weren't allowed to go to work, their mother came down and got wicked sick, got rushed to the hospital, tested positive. She's still in the hospital on oxygen. They didn't put her on a breather yet, but definitely oxygen, high things of oxygen. And she's been in there now for 4 or 5 days, still on oxygen. My guy came into work last week before this happened to the wife, said, hey, pulled in a car, started to work, and said, oh, by the way, I got a temperature and I don't feel good. I sent him home, and that's all the chain of event happened after I sent him home, with the wife going to the hospital and all of that stuff. So now they both were home for 14 days supposedly, but they wanted to go back to work, but their work said, and the mother's in the hospital with, tested positive on oxygen, the whole 9 yards, but they're going to go back to work. So they said, no, not until you get tested. So they both got tested. They're both positive. So now their 14 days start all over again. And that was yesterday. So we're shut down for 14 days, because now they're starting to do, what was supposed to happen was the woman at the nursing home should have been tested right away. The nursing home was supposed to call the health department in Westfield. Westfield's health department supposed to get in contact with that, find out where she lives, all that stuff, get in touch with the town she lives in's health department. They're supposed to research it, document it, then call me. Now I'm finding out today, I was supposed to get a call from the health department from the town they live in to tell me, hey, you need to get tested. Your employee's family is, sick. Well, in between that, the mother went to the major hospital in 2 towns over. They were supposed to contact where she lives, health department. So I should have got 2 phone calls. Never got anything. My health department's going crazy because they were never notified from the nursing home. The nursing home is running rampant with it. They've already had like 5 or 6 deaths in it. It's just a whole big mess. The whole system is just, and then you get people saying, well, this is all new. And it's like, you know what? It really is not new. They have emergency things in place at these health departments that they're supposed to follow when they have a outbreak like this since the 80s. That's what I'm finding out also. So nobody's following any of these old rules. They're just all, it's insane. And then, Paul, you got all that stuff going on in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, it's raining and.
Well, you got all the protesters and everything else, right?
Yeah, we got all kinds of shenanigans going on.
That's too bad you couldn't film that ship, huh? It is raining and snowing there.
Raining, snowy, yep.
That's what we're going to be getting.
Asian thing on the side, and the bonus is a honey barbecue.
Oh, my chat stopped. Okay, there we go. I had one of my employees call me 30 minutes before the shift and said he wasn't feeling good, and it took me 2 hours to find somebody to cover his shift. Oh, yeah. But I wouldn't have minded that. Now we're all on lockdown or whatever it is. And, I have a elderly mother that comes in just to play around with the books and stuff. And I hope she wasn't exposed.
Yeah.
We've been all wearing masks and everything for the last week, while we're in there with customers.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
The whole thing's just terrible.
What time is his for, or whatever?
The worst part about it is I can't socialize with my woman friend
I think it.
for at least 14 days from today.
Yeah,
Well, actually, I haven't been exposed, so it's 14 days from last Thursday. Hey, Val's Life. How you doing? I didn't even see she was in here.
Val is here.
She is.
I sent her an invite.
Hi. Yeah, first they said you can't order yet. You can't order till 6 something. They said. Well, and then I explained it to her, and then he couldn't find it because you ordered online.
Yeah.
And it's for
Hey, Paul, Phantom Hodges, how you doing?
And then he finally, I said, well, I don't want to
Phantom
do it
Hodges?
twice.
Oh, my chat keeps stopping. Oh, there we go. Phantom Hodges, how are you?
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Newt.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd just come on. Well, there's Rodney Bell. Hello,
Hey,
Rodney.
Bill.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Good deal. Sorry about that. I was on the phone.
That's all right.
Did you do a walk already today, Rodney?
No, actually, I got home from work and started updating my laptop. So when I do the live stream on Sunday, it'll already be updated and I won't have to
Nice.
wait. We were late last Sunday because of it.
Oh, Windows updates or?
Yeah, Windows.
Yeah,
update,
I just
you know.
started one of them in the office. It wanted to do an update, so I said, now's a great time. I got a whole week to fix it if it breaks it.
Yeah, it seems like those updates come every week, you know?
Oh my Lord. Yep. And my laptop, I run all the beta versions, so that's like every night. It's like, holy smokes. And then they stop for, 2-3 weeks, and then the beta comes out again. And
Oh, yeah.
I had one of them. It kept crashing the laptop. I had to write a big thing on everything I was doing and blah, blah, blah. What style laptop, processor, memory. And I suck at typing. Paul, you're on mute if you're talking to us.
Oh, Rodney survived his first day back. It was Thursday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Awesome, Rodney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
funny thing is I got to tell you this story. My boss asked me to come back to work early if the doctor would release me. And the doctors had no problem with it, because we have a lot of projects.
Did you have a case of Bud Light there?
And they were all going to be late if I didn't get back and help.
All right, good, I gotta stop.
It's good
That's
to be
an
wanted.
embellishment, but
Good to be needed.
but anyway, because the guys that were doing it don't have the expertise that I have, because both of them are kind of new to the company.
Right, you've been doing
And
it forever. Yeah. That's good.
but anyway, so I get back and I call him up. I get there at 6 o'clock in the morning. I call him up about 6:10 and say, "Hey man, what's going on?" And we started talking about all. I said, "So what project have we got going next?" He goes, "Well, because all the projects have been put on hold due to funding."
Oh my Lord.
I'm like, "Great. You mean I could have been off for another couple of weeks?"
Yep.
But actually, I'm glad to get back to work.
Oh yeah. It's great.
I don't know
to
if
see.
I could have handled another month and a half.
Oh my God. Yeah. I know. It sounds great. I'm going on vacation, or well, in your case, it wasn't a intended vacation.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you get halfway through, it's like, Jesus Christ, I got to get back to work.
Hey, Val.
Hey,
Hey, there she is. How you doing, Val?
fine. I'm sorry. I think I slept really late today, and I'm up. I brush my hair, and I see your link, and I think, oh, I'll go join them. And then I go back, and I think I accidentally erased it. Like, oh, I'll go on. Bam.
I
So
didn't know if you got mine. I sent you one when you said that.
I just got it. I
Oh.
didn't get Paul's, but I got yours.
Oh, good.
So
You said to place it online, you didn't tell me that, and I just thought, no. You said you better to call it in. I said, yeah.
Who's listening to something?
That's Paul's got people over, I think.
Oh,
I
okay.
said the same thing. I'm like, hey, what's that I hear? It was just me and him, and I knew it wasn't me.
is it Tim?
The other day it was me by accident. But
Yes, I don't have my glasses because I just came in here really fast. Sorry. Hey, Lynn. Rodney, you're looking great.
Thanks.
Very nice.
I'm
I've been
feeling-
following you on the Facebook, and you just seem, what a quick recovery, I think.
awesome.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I impressed the nurses. I told my daughter I'm Superman. That's why I was able to recover so quickly.
I'm telling you, you're impressing me. I know I didn't want to say anything. I know a lot of people who have had what you've had and they didn't recover so fast. So I've been amazed just watching you.
Well,
Very
I
good.
think what it was is I actually listened to what the nurses told me and what the doctor told me, and I did what I was supposed to. And I've been watching, my wife has been very uh, vigilant in what she feeds me. So I'm eating good stuff. I've lost over 20 pounds. I've lost almost 30 pounds since
Oh, wow.
since the surgery. So
Oh, wow. And you're feeling great? Are you?
oh, I feel fantastic.
Nice.
That's good.
I breathe easier. I can feel the blood flowing.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
What I'm told from people that get that is it's such a slow build over time. You don't realize until it's too late how much you were stressing and breathing and walking and everything. And then when you get it done, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
people tell me.
And
Yeah.
I mean, before I went in, I would get short of breath, and I just figured, I'm a 66-year-old fat man. So
God, Rodney.
I'm thinking, well, it's just because I'm out of shape, right? No,
Yeah.
because all my arteries on my heart was getting blocked up, and even the 3 stents that I previously had put in my veins were also getting blocked up.
Oh, wow. Oh,
So,
Rodney.
but I'm very fortunate because I went in and there is nothing wrong with the heart itself. The cardiologist says, look, you've got a really strong heart, and it's a good thing we found this now because you were a walking time bomb.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Yep.
So I really feel like the good Lord had his hand in it. So
what do they have you eating now? What is your wife making you? Because I'm hungry.
she's just making me low carb food.
Yeah.
I don't eat any regular breads.
Hmm.
I eat if I eat potatoes, it's just a very small amount.
Right.
She's just keeping me away from all the foods that are high in carbs and high in salt.
Everything that you used to love, right?
Well, God bless
Everything I
her.
used to love, I can't have anymore. I can't have any more. I can't have spaghetti as I knew it.
Right.
I can't have.
So are you having it with like spaghetti squash or zucchini zoodles?
Yeah, she uses spaghetti squash.
Yeah, I love it with
Good at it.
spaghetti squash. I really do.
Yeah,
I
that's
prefer it.
good. I eat
And
that
I've
too.
always liked
Yeah.
and until she cooked it, I didn't even know there was such a thing as spaghetti squash.
Man, it's a pain
Right?
to cut that thing and everything though, right? Don't you have a hard time sawing through that thing?
Who, me?
Yeah, well, when you cook it, even
Oh,
now, when you cook
She
that,
does it, so I don't know. I don't know if she has a hard time.
yeah.
I know it's really stringy, so it's
Are you
gonna
killing?
be
Yeah,
tough.
it's really hard. So when I use it, because I usually cut it in half and then
150,
bake it
175.
and then scrape the insides out and it turns into the spaghetti.
Mm.
But I
Right.
guess a lot of people now
Poor-
are
poor-
like putting it into the microwave
Look at Paul's face. He's so horrified.
and nuking it first to soften it up so they can cut it because it's really hard to cut,
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Like
Isn't that my Trans Ed?
pizza would be great, zip right through it. But I do like it. You can do all sorts of things with it.
Oh yeah. She'll scrape it out or she'll take it and she'll put like some kind of meat over the spaghetti sauce. Like she'll cut it in half and then she'll put some meat on it and bake it that way. And then you just kind of eat it, right out of the shell.
Yeah, you can.
What
do
a good idea. I'm
so
going to
many
try that.
recipes. Yep.
Yeah,
And
love
you're
my
not
drones.
eating
I agree with you. Love my drones. Yeah,
I just think it's wonderful of her, and you're a very lucky man to have her.
I am. I agree.
Could have a really good knife too that hacks right. Remember those Ginsus they used to sell back in the day?
Yeah,
Remember
Oh,
the Ginsu
yeah,
knives?
Ginsu knives.
I don't know if anyone out there remembers, but
I do.
Desmond Donder says you could always use a power saw.
yeah.
Yeah, Tim says maybe an axe. I have an axe. They are hard to cut through. They are.
Yeah.
But I heard someone say there was a different way you could do it and make it easier.
Yeah,
but
there
can't
is. I think they
remember
nuke
what
it first or something, and then it softens
Soften
it,
it up.
and then open it up and then bake it. Because the best way.
I'll have to ask her how she does that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Jody. Jody's in the house. Drone shots.
Yep.
Hey, drone shots.
Hey, drone shots, how you doing? We're just killing some time here for another hour until Roger comes on at 7. And
Is it that late?
I just had to
yeah,
run an errand and then I had to come back up to the shop. I haven't been in the building yet, but I figured I'd come on and say hi.
yeah. John officially shut down his business now.
Oh,
Oh, did you, John?
Yeah, I
I'm
had
sorry
to,
to hear
but-
that.
He had to. He had issues.
One of my employees, the whole family has it. Wife's doing terrible. She's in the big hospital, Bay State Medical, on oxygen for the last like 6 days, 6 or 8. I can't even remember. Every day is going into the next. He's got it. The 2 daughters, the one that brought it home from a nursing home, she just finally got a test because she wanted to go back to work, so they tested her. She's got it. The one that is a veterinarian that got sent home with a temperature that did get the test, but she was negative, but they said, we want you to, stay away for 14 days. The 14 days was up. She went to go back in. They sent her to the quick, because now they have these quick tests around here for those, if you got a doctor's note and stuff. She tested positive. The mother's still in the hospital. The father's positive. He's home doing terrible, but he had come to work with a fever and sick.
And he rode around with John in a car, got parts.
The
oh
day
Jesus,
before.
John. Oh my
The
God.
day before he came in with a temperature. So I said, that's enough.
Well, from what I understand, it takes,
For you.
once you get it, it takes about 14 days for any symptoms to show up.
Right.
And then it hangs with you. Could be up to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So John's kind of antsy about it, and I get it. But
I would be
everybody
too,
have some
John.
good thoughts for John because he has been
Absolutely.
exposed to somebody that has it.
we might have had it here and he was on vacation when it went around, and my sister had it the worst, and that was in January, believe it or not. We had some people that actually were down here at a hotel that came up for some service on their rental car, because we have the thing with Enterprise that we do, if they're out of the area, we can service their cars. They were both sick. Now that my sister went over this, she started remembering it in her head. They were executives from China, and they were here for a convention, and they were both sick sitting in the waiting room, and they said it was allergies from America because.
And John's sister runs the waiting room.
And she was sick the whole vacation that we were off, and for like 2 weeks when she come back. I mean, sick where she was in bed, couldn't
That's
breathe, and all
okay.
that stuff.
Yeah.
I had gotten sick
Not
right
at all.
after that, but I was taking Dayquil and NyQuil, and I just stayed out here.
Time?
And I had a temperature, but I
1
never
o'clock
got really,
tonight?
really sick.
Wow.
I can't tell.
My
what
nephew,
it
the
is.
same thing. He was out. Remember, he was out for a couple
Don't
weeks,
worry.
and I had to do all
It's
the
okay.
stickers and everything. That
Yeah.
was all
We
in that
slept
same
during
Nephew,
it.
yep.
Oh.
and he got real sick. And they thought it was the flu. Of course, he tested negative for the flu, but there wasn't a test for this then.
Okay.
So it could track back
Oh,
to either
yeah.
the Chinese
Those were
people,
grand.
or it could track back to your shop foreman that,
Oh, that's tracked back to them.
That's already
At
been
that
through,
point,
hasn't
it's
it?
tracked.
No,
This new
yeah.
one right now
Right
is
here.
definitely from that family. There's no doubt.
from the family.
Yeah, there's no doubt, because it was the girl from the nursing home that all the people are passing away and that are really sick.
She
And
was
when
working there, yeah.
She worked there, got sent home, came here to get her oil changed that same day. I'm like, I thought your dad said he was doing it after hours tonight. It's 2 PM. Aren't you supposed to be working? Oh, I got a temperature of 101 or something. And they said,
Oh no. Oh great.
You know, John, I think that the temperature is affecting people's thinking when they get it. They say that it slows down the oxygen that goes to the brain. They're
It
actually
does slow
saying
down
this,
your
and they
oxygen.
hallucinate and everything else. And maybe she just thought she needed to see her some John.
No, she's
Go
20,
see John.
24, 25 years old, and that's how most of them are nowadays. Total
Yeah,
lackadaisical.
They
Oh my
they don't
God.
quite think
my
like we
God.
do.
Yeah.
And just walks right in.
I always go
You
back
know-
to all them kids that were on the beach in Florida, and they're interviewing them saying that global warming affects them way more than this virus ever will, and we're not worried
There you
about the virus. And it's like,
There you
you
go.
idiots, it's not even you, you dumbass. It's when you go back home to mommy and daddy and you kill them because you brought them home with virus because you're out partying with everyone when they're telling you to stay off the beach.
So how's your mama doing?
Well, pretty good. I had her all wrapped up in cellophane and gloves and masks and everything today because she had to come in for 10 minutes.
Yeah, because his mom works there too.
Yeah, but she hasn't been coming up. And when she, I tell her to stay away, and next thing you know, I see her driving in. So I run in there with a can of disinfectant and disinfect everything. But she's been having her mask on.
Oh, you gotta tell her, say, Mommy, I know you love me. You
I
need to
did.
see
We're
me."
closed. Sorry, Mom.
Right?
I'll
I
take
know
it.
how she feels though. Not seeing the kids been really, really hard.
Oh, I bet.
Look at my mask.
Let's see it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It looks like a Chinese.
Looks like a Chinese, yeah,
Yeah, Chinese food.
carry
Here's a
out.
skill Chinesey.
Carry out
Learn
carton,
Chinese
yeah.
with Ease by Chinesey. I'm sorry. I
Alexa,
didn't catch
stop.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Uh-oh.
Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Alexa, stop. I don't know if I'm gonna freeze up or not.
No, you're doing fine.
You did freeze up.
Okay.
But yeah, John's been going through a lot.
So everyone's been dropping me off homemade masks. And they
Let me
dropped
see
off
this one.
everybody at the shop. So this is one that they made for the police department. And they came by and dropped me off one.
Oh, nice.
That's nice. I like that.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Material. And then my brother's wife was making them, and I said, "Hey, do you have any car stuff?" And she makes a little different one. This one you can put a filter in. And what they like to do is put a coffee filter in here.
Yeah.
Really?
The coffee filter does enough microns to stop everything from going out. Going in, these things do nothing for protecting
Coming in,
you.
no.
This is-
They say that the used dryer sheets.
yeah, you could
They
do
say
that.
they work the same way.
Yeah.
You can use
Wow.
those
So
filters.
this is the car one.
Yeah, you
So
definitely
I
want to
ended
use
up
the used
having
ones.
these
Yeah.
ones that they do the surgery ones because of the job I had. So I had some of these ones, and so I put them in my homemade mask.
And this one I made. A friend
Uh-oh,
of
you
mine-
made one?
Yeah, I've had this one for a while now. This was just.
Oh, that one's a nice one too,
I
John.
put tape on it so I
Brings
could
out your
form it
eyes.
here, so this one doesn't fog my glasses. But I got to get a strip of metal and glue it in here.
Okay, what you can get is you can get a pipe cleaner.
Oh yeah,
then
the
roll
pipe
it,
cleaners
put
and
it
stuff.
through.
Yeah,
and it'll
that's what I was
help.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if I really get in dire need, I have one 95 mask left.
Hey, Metro Drones,
I
you know
passed-
what?
I
I
have
look-
a few of these. Passed them out.
I looked through my big chest of tools I have outside. Forget what they
Yeah.
call tool chest. And I looked through it, and I have like 3 of those within a pack because
Yeah,
of
that's
that
what that
house.
was.
You remember
Oh.
that house I was working on the
Yeah.
remodel, and it was so old, and I was afraid of asbestos. So
This
I
was-
have a few of those, but I feel bad even wearing them. Now the nurses won't take them because they've been in my house, and you know what I mean. But I hate to wear them when I know that people need them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Says
Hey,
N-
Metro Drones, how you doing?
It's an N95, but it's not a these are N95s, and yep, they're great. These are not medical grade N95s.
That's
Medical grade
okay.
N95s are actually fitted to the doctor or nurse that wears them. They
Yeah, I
have-
don't have anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. and they're very, very uncomfortable, and they make huge lines on your face because they seal. You can't have a beard. You know, it's
Well, you know what? We still need to look pretty, even though there's
right.
sickness.
That's why I got all these different ones. Depends on the occasion.
See, I love the homemade ones. I think they're great. I went in and one of the guys at the store, I had to run in really quick, and he had one with Pikachu on it. And I asked him, because I had Mickey Mouse, because that's what my sister made me. And I
Yeah.
said, where'd you get Pikachu? Where'd you buy that? He goes, my sister made that for me. I go, my sister made mine too. I
Yeah.
was so excited.
My daughter, she heard me say on one of the live chats that I was going to go back to work, and she sent me this email with a YouTube link in it talking about how to make your own mask without having to do any sewing. So I thought about doing that, but I've got some masks that I can use. So
Washington County News put in here, he says, I wear a hazmat suit around town.
I don't see Washington County News in here. I don't see him. Hey, oh.
Are you on the live chat or are you on the top chat?
Oh my God, I was on Top Chat. How does that keep happening? Sorry, guys. Hey, Night Train, choo choo. How you doing? And now go
Night
up-
Train had decent weather today. I've got nasty weather here with spit and rain and snow and ice and
I see you now. So, Night Train, I think that's great to do the ones where you can hook it on and it's not hurting your ears. I think that's going to become extremely popular right now, since basically they're telling us don't go outside unless you are wearing one. But I've been wearing mine for well over a month because I'm that vulnerable population as well as a lot of us are. Yeah.
yep.
It's just slight asthma, diabetes.
well, you know what I'm
high blood
amazed at
pressure.
is, there's always somebody looking to come out with something. If somebody hasn't made a little stretchy thing that maybe has 2 alligator clips on each end of it. So what you could do is take those masks that go around your ears, you could cut it and clip it into the alligators and then just have it.
Well, the ones they made for my mother, my sister-in-law there, made for my mother actually ties,
Yeah.
and it doesn't hurt her. But they had
Really?
a real thick filter in it, and she took it out, and because they were saying that you can use the coffee filter, so that was a lot better for her.
Yeah.
But it's still cloth. But the
Well,
coffee
and don't
filter,
don't they get awful hot, when you're
well, yeah, if you're not used to wearing one of these masks, it's not for you. I mean,
claustrophobic.
and
Yep.
I went into
Bell, no,
Walmart today wearing one of these.
yeah.
And not only do I look like a muzzled dog, but I was beginning to sweat
Yep.
in there. So when I got out to the truck, I took it off and I was like taking a rag and wiping off the moisture. I know you're
I
not
look like
supposed
a
to be touching your
terrorist,
face.
for Christ's
I
sake.
almost hyperventilated myself in one of those. I was trying to breathe in the store and I started feeling really dizzy. Couldn't figure out why as I'm trying to get out to my car. Took it off. Oh, okay, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, they actually have courses and everything on the real doctor ones that they put on, because they have to get used to breathing with them on.
Mhm.
So it's not.
AZ drones.
So Rodney, where did you get those Chinese ones? That look like Chinese,
Oh,
like you eat with the
actually, my pastor gave them to me.
Nice.
He had bought some of these. He builds guitars,
Okay.
and he bought some of these for when he's like sanding the
Sanding.
wood and stuff for the guitars.
You know,
Yeah.
Rodney, those probably aren't as hot as these things are because it's a farther space in
Mhm.
between. You know what I mean? You might have a little bit less heat. I don't know. Maybe you
Hi,
have more,
Adrian.
Yeah.
or you have more because it builds up in there. I don't
Well,
know.
I think it was just building up, and plus, I think a
Yeah.
lot of the moisture was just probably condensation from me breathing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Well,
So
you know,
that's
when you
actually
when
right.
you wear those, Rodney, you should have a couple of chopsticks in your hand.
Oh,
Or in your hair.
you know what you got to do is get
Holding your hair up
Right,
with
right,
chopsticks.
you know
red
what? My
Chinese
hair's
writing
long
on it.
enough that it probably stay in there.
Put it in that Chinese bun. Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat.
You know, I think there was a time, hey, are the shape of what comes with Chinese food takeout, right?
Right, he's
Yeah.
got to get the Chinese writing to put on there. That'd look even.
Oh, a fortune, a fortune.
Yeah.
Oh, with
that's
a
right.
fortune cookie glued on the top. Hey, the Chinese.
Yes, that'd be so good.
Those are so funny looking. I mean,
Hey, if they
I
wanted,
swear, I thought you had handmade that out of
Yeah,
the
I did
out of
too. I
Chinese
thought you went and got a
container.
bunch of those containers.
yeah.
well, I wonder
Yeah.
if that would work. The wire would kind of hurt, I think, though.
Yeah, that would not be good. That would not be good at all. I don't know, John. I'm worried about you.
Yeah, I'll be good. I'll be all
Ugh.
right.
Yeah, you probably ought to get yourself tested when you can.
Yeah, I'll call my doctor and say, I wanted to get everybody here tested as a little group. We'll go over there, get tested, but
What John ran into was the bureaucracy. Because some of them live in a different county
Oh.
than it.
Yeah.
I'm so close to county lines. It's, back before we got all these phones like this and everything, when you had like
Jim
Ma
Coopy.
Bell,
Yeah.
to call a mile up the street was long distance and like $4 long distance.
Well, can you imagine living across the street from somebody and the call being a long distance call?
Yeah, that's what was happening. That's what used
Yeah.
to happen.
Yeah.
And Kansas, I think Kansas City is like that because Kansas City spans the Missouri, I think it's the Missouri River between Missouri and Kansas. Because you got
Okay.
Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. And so if you call someone across the river, it's like a long distance call.
Yeah,
Oh,
ridiculous.
geez.
Ridiculous. Yep. That was like
I like cell phones.
Coors beer. You could buy Coors beer right over here, but you couldn't buy it over here. Back when we were trucking
So-
beer, you couldn't truck it across the Mason-Dixon line there. You get in trouble.
So do all your employees have to go wherever they live to go get tested?
They have to talk to their primary, but no, they set up hot spots to go to get for all the first responders in 2 towns. Westfield happens to be one, and then the next town over, West Springfield, they have a huge one at Eastern States. I was talking to Paul. Paul Murray's been up in this neck of the woods to the Big E, it's
The
called.
Big E, yep.
States Exposition. It's been going on since the 1900s, early 1900s.
Yep, like 1907 or something.
Yeah, I don't know that we have any testing sites here.
Oh yeah, we do have them.
Well, and actually where John is, the town your town and the other one, they are actually red hot spots.
Well, Westfield is somewhat. There's like 202 people, there's like 250, but on this chart that I have, there was 202 people on the 14th. And West Springfield wasn't too bad, but Agawam, Mass had more than that. And Springfield, Mass is the hot spot. So that's 2 towns away from me. So that's why they put this testing facility in between everything. It's in between all 3 of these things, but it's the biggest area they could get. Because how they do it is you don't even get out of your car. You go in your car and you drive through this lane and they S you, and it's acres and acres of parking lots. So they have plenty of room.
Wow.
And you go up, and it only takes a few people, depending on how many lines they want to make. And they do this so quickly now, and it's not real aggressive where they got to stuff it up behind your eye, for Christ's sakes. It's right around the nose of it, I guess.
Oh,
And
nice.
You do the swab yourself now, right?
Really?
You put it in the
vial.
container, yep.
It's all numbered and labeled. I guess they scan it or write it down, however they're doing it, because I haven't been there yet, but I think it's scanned. And then they bring it over to the other place. It gets tested. You drive around the way they have it set up, and then they just walk back over to you with the thing within like 10 minutes.
And they say yay and nay.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, why don't we have that everywhere?
They're making the tests. I
They're
don't know.
gearing up.
And
They
it
got to make all
depends
these
on-
machines. and-
It honestly depends on who's in control of your state. It really does. Because if they don't wanna-
It's Brad Little.
if they don't want to do the
I'm in a
testing-
Republican state.
if they don't want to do the testing at this time, or even your mayor, you should check with the couple of towns over. It's, you know, there's CDC websites that they're on, and they're starting to say what city and states these testing facilities are.
Well, it's such a demand for them. I know that they've been saying that they cannot roll it out all the way across the United States immediately. They got to gear it up. And so they're concentrating on hot spots, and then it will work its way out.
So I got to tell you, Paul, but I don't know. Okay, I don't want to get political, so I won't. I'm
Right,
not
I didn't
blaming
wanna-
anybody, saying anything. But
Yeah.
what I would say is, we don't even know how much we have here because there is no testing. We
Yep.
could be a hot spot, not even know it.
Yeah.
Well, your
Every time I go out, I'm looking around going, does
Well,
anyone
one
look
one
sick out
sign of
there?
Hospitals would
hotspots
know
is
it.
when they start dying. That's a sign of it.
Yeah.
We've had quite a few people dying, but I don't know. I don't know that we will know. It's just how it works. You know, we're not a terribly big state, right?
Yeah.
We're next to some epicenter states.
Yeah. Well, they got all those big companies all geared up trying to make all this equipment as fast as they can. But
What's your zip
Yeah.
code over there, Val?
83714. He'll find one. It's right next door. Damn.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to get on out of
Uh,
here.
hey, Rodney, you're looking great,
Rodney.
my friend. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Hi, Rodney.
I appreciate that. And I need to go out for a start. I need to do a walk tomorrow. I haven't done a walk in the past couple of days because kind of gearing up to getting back
Yeah,
to work and
yeah.
stuff. So, but
Tell
I'll
your
Thanks
be,
for
wife.
coming in, Rodney.
Tell your wife I said she's awesome.
okay, I'll do that. John, you take care, brother. Get yourself checked.
I will. Thanks, Rodney. You too.
Paul,
Take
thanks
care.
for inviting me in.
Hey,
Val,
thanks
good
for
seeing you
coming.
again.
Good seeing you.
Everybody in the chat, you all have a great evening and a great weekend. See you
Yep,
tomorrow on
exactly.
the sunrise stream. Bye
Yeah,
now.
there you go. Bye-bye.
Now, are you close to Boise?
Yeah.
Saint on Alphonsus.
Alfonso? Alphonse? Yeah. St. Alphonse.
Is that a hospital?
Yeah, it looks like it. Urgent care. Alert patients experiencing COVID-19 symptoms, including fever, blah, blah, blah. New 8 p.m. to speak with a nurse about symptoms, screening criteria, and locations to get tested.
Because let me tell you, if you don't have symptoms, if you're not like killed over in your bed, you're not getting tested.
Well,
We had a gal,
right,
our
if
first
you had
gal,
a fever, you'll get tested.
You'll
But
get tested, you have fever, and
one
if
of
your
our
doctor.
first gals who got it, right? Got it in, I think it was March. My friend knew her. And she went around for 2 weeks trying to get tested before it just got so bad they finally tested her. And of course, she had it, and there was community spread at that point. So, I mean, here it's people are complaining a lot because they're starting to get sick, but even with the temperature, they're not necessarily testing you. Is
Well,
my
it says they will now, but you have to have a referral from your doctor.
From a doctor, yep.
I think they just need to let you go and get tested if you want it. I don't want testing because I'm not having a fever or any of those things. So I don't need it. I don't need to be tested. But I think there are enough people who do need it, especially the ones that are getting oil changes with 101 fevers.
Yeah.
And
That
they're
work
from
at a
China,
nursing home where they know it is, and they were having issues with people dying from it already. And
or people traveling around the country in rental cars from
Nice,
China.
Phantom.
Yep. Yeah.
that was back before we knew about this, though. That was actually in January.
Yep. Well, China
was
knew
December.
about it, but yes.
Yeah, we kind of knew. We knew it was coming. I don't think we knew it was here.
Well, in January, I watched the stuff. You can find it online. The World Health Organization said it doesn't get transmitted between people.
No big deal. Yep.
The president's making a big deal about it. He shouldn't be shutting the borders, blah, blah, blah. Now all of a sudden it's, you didn't shut the borders soon enough. It's like, let's stop blaming everyone.
Well, the
Let's just
thing of it is
It doesn't
that
matter.
there's so many questions about everything,
Right.
It's
China
going to be
lied.
probably months,
it.
if not years, before you
Years.
really know the whole story.
If
I
we ever
remember
get years.
telling, I think it takes some critical thinking though. And not a lot of us have that for whatever reason. We don't,
Oh,
like the
hey,
gal who went in and got her oil changed. She doesn't have critical thinking.
No.
no. And she's
And
a
I'm going
nurse.
to say a lot of us don't, but I told my roommate when he was going running around in January without a mask or anything on, when I first heard about it, I said, for it to take over Wuhan that fast,
Yep.
it is getting spread just being in the vicinity of someone who has it.
Yep.
Just from them walking past you. There, it's just really has to be that contagious. They're not sitting there coughing on each other. They're already wearing masks. So I said that I believed that that was the case. So my sister made me the mask. I started wearing it, but yeah, he did say it was just a flu, but I don't think we had enough information, and I don't
Right,
think
'cause that's
China
what-
was as forthcoming on how
Right.
it was being transmitted. Because it was being transmitted crazy fast.
Yeah. Trump was listening to all the doctors and all the World Health Organization. That's where he got his information. That's why he said it. And then it was just terrible. Terrible.
Well, I think Fauci was pretty well, but I don't even think he realized.
No,
when it
because in
first
the beginning,
started.
they have video of him saying the same thing. To see,
Hey,
you know,
we
they say
don't
it's
know.
not transmittable.
Breaking news update. That was Roger. He's running a little bit late. He's not expected to get home till about 7:30 or so. And I said, hey, Val's in charge until then. He said, okay, good.
Yeah.
We'll
Woohoo!
just stay on with Paul. That's what we're doing. Oh, and Tim, you asked me how game night went. I'm sorry. I remember reading it and then I got caught up. It was fun. It was fun. John Cooper came in, flew with us. We had Michael Banny and Radgirl and a
kidding.
bunch of others. And it was fun. It was just fun. It always
Well,
is.
John Coopy spent the afternoon, I know, uploading and getting ready to go. And he was
And he
excited.
did. Oh my God. And he is a fantastic flyer. First time in with the sim and he's just everywhere. It was very nice. And I'm crashing. When I go in the first 10 minutes, I just crash. Trying to get my bearings, right? But it was.
Well,
that was
I saw, you know, you have to forgive me, Val. FPV isn't my thing.
I know.
But I try to at least tune in and see what's going on. But when Kim was trying to fly and it kept veering left, and he's going, "What the hell? I'm not pushing the stick." And he boom and he boom and he boom and he boom. It was like he was playing leapfrog around the course.
That happened to me too. I'm like, what is going on with my controller? I just kept veering too. It happened with me. And I gotta say that after a while, then I got it back. So it was a lot better. I finally got Veloster, and I'm glad you did too, John. You needed to fly. It's just fun. If you're FPV, and even if you're not, and you thinking about it, going in there and getting some practice will keep you from killing all your drones when you get out in real life. So that makes it nice. So
Yeah, John says he's glad he finally got Velocidrome.
yeah, I'm glad he did.
I have
too.
that. I haven't even played it yet. I haven't stitched up my controller and everything.
Well, you might be coming into a period of time when
Tom
you can.
DiNardo,
I might be.
now that you have some extra time,
Yeah, but
I'll be here every day.
knowing John the way he is, he'll be there at the shop every day.
Every day. I'll have to be. I have to be here on Tuesday to get the paychecks because I have to sign for them. And then we're going to meet on Friday if no one else gets sick to discuss how many more days they want to have off. And
Well,
can
the other
pay
question
them
I
through
have,
all of this.
did you get
Right.
your stimulus thing for your business? Is that all straightened out yet, or?
Yep. I was
Okay.
actually the first one to get it.
nice, John, nice.
Good for you.
In my family, I got to tell you, John, I'm the only one not working. All my kids are working from home. They're doing full time. They don't have to, get on food things or anything else. I think that's
Right.
really cool for them. I'm the only one not working.
Big Matt. Yeah, we actually
Big
kind
Matt.
of had to stay open.
Big
because
Matt, how you doing,
we
Big
do
Matt?
state stuff and city stuff, and
Yeah.
but Not
You're
now.
considered an essential worker, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, and that's why we should be able to get tested, just like any other of these essential guys can go there and get tested, or girls. But
I
they don't,
agree.
they classified us in a different class.
I think as long as they want to keep you there, you should be able to get tested.
Well, yeah, because you got to think, we're actually getting in someone else's vehicle. You know what you guys do in your vehicle? You think you cover your mouth every time you cough or sneeze or anything?
You don't have to if it's your vehicle.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So we have to disinfect everything and we wipe everything down. Some people get all fired up. It's like, okay, go
Well,
somewhere.
yeah,
did you find out?
people are like sheep. I know that there's several times when John's been on here and he shows the camera of the office. People walk right in, right up to the counter, and
Yep. Even now, but now we have signs everywhere that says one person at a time. You can't wait inside the waiting room, and you need a mask on if you're coming in. And it's written in red, big. It covers the whole front glass door. It's, you know how those business glass doors are.
I
And
hate to
you
tell
don't.
you, John, I really do think that people don't take it seriously unless someone in their family,
That's,
someone
and
you
I
know.
tell everybody, and I've been saying that since the beginning. I said, we got to take this seriously. It might not be around this area and everything, and they might be blowing this out of proportion or blowing that out of proportion, but not in New York. You see everything that's going on in New York? That could be here in a day or a half a
In
day.
a day. But as
So-
long as it's not, I know
Yep.
that they were saying our hospitals right now are able to handle everything that's being thrown at them in my
Everything.
state.
Yep. And
Big
around
Matt,
here, they've
Big
always
Matt
been
is
able-
recovering from it now.
Who is?
Oh, are you
Big Matt.
serious?
Yeah, Big Matt's one of the boys in New York.
Jesus. Did he, you didn't have to go on a ventilator, did you?
No, because I don't think he'd be talking to us if he did.
Well, there's people going on the vents, they get off them, and within a week, they're out of the hospital.
Are they? Because
Yeah.
I heard that they were having a terrible time once you're incubated. And
Oh, when you get incubated, I
so
hope.
is incubated different than ventilated?
Well, yeah, an intubation is when they put it down your throat.
Oh,
It's
But
not
you
just
need the
assisted
ventilator
breathing.
for that. So you get
What's a
intubated
ventilator
on a
then?
ventilator.
Ventilator is they're just
That's the
pushing air in.
machine. When you get a trach, you get, put in there. Usually they give you muscle relaxers and put you out so they can get it in there.
Yep.
They can actually mess up your voice,
Yep. Your
you know,
voice
all
box.
sorts of things. They can
Yep.
punch, break your esophagus.
okay. Let's back up. What is a ventilator? Did they put that down your throat?
No,
No.
the trach goes down
a-
your throat.
no, a
there's
ventilator is a
unit
mask.
that goes down in there that they make, and they have different sizes because not everybody's throat is the same size.
A ventilator is very similar in my mind. Maybe you can tell me, John, but when those guys get those, if you have sleep apnea, you have that machine that's pushing air
That's a little different. That's a CPAP. They can convert that machine to work
Into
the other
okay.
stuff
Yeah.
to do that, but it's not the easiest thing in the world.
I just got to say, all of it horrifies me. I don't like the hospital anyway. It's horrifying to think that people are having to do that.
Darwin Digital, how you doing?
I went in and I had to have them put something down my throat because they thought I had cancer in my small intestine. So they
Oh.
put down my throat one. And ever since then, my head just shakes. I can't get it to stop. But it hurt so bad. I couldn't even hold my head up after it. I don't know what the hell they did to get that in. They must just, but it's always still been a problem. It's a breathing machine. Okay. Thank you,
Yep,
Big
breathing
Matt.
machine. Yep.
Oh, Big Matt, I did not know you had it. I'm so sorry
Yeah,
to hear
but
that.
he didn't go on the vent.
He didn't go on the ventilator,
he
but
didn't
he,
get a trach down his throat and everything. Thank God. I bet he had oxygen though.
Yep.
And they slowly wean you off the oxygen because that's what's going on with my employee wife. Is she got double pneumonia, so pneumonia in both lungs, and then she couldn't breathe, and her blood oxygen kept going down, 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 down. So they put her on about 98% oxygen, which if they have to keep you on 100 for too long, that's when they do that. They put a trach down your throat, and that's it. And I
So-
might be getting the lingo mixed up when I'm telling you this. The trach is definitely the piece that goes down your throat, and then they attach the ventilator. I'm gonna try and get some pictures of it, but I went and installed this program, and I didn't
Yeah,
set
I
it up
did
all
that.
the way, and it's killing me softly.
Oxygen, but I didn't feel it.
Yeah,
I
Lynn
gotta,
says it's like after you've had surgery and you've been put out, when they take that tube back out of your throat, that's when you have a sore throat.
well,
Oh,
see,
you get
Lynn,
more than
I
a
was
sore
down
throat.
in, they had to send me to Salt Lake to get this done. And so after I had it done, I felt okay, except for my neck wouldn't hold. So I just kind of held my neck, and we went to the saltwater taffy place, and everything smelled like medicine. I was like, I wouldn't eat this taffy. It smells terrible. And what I didn't realize was the antiseptic or whatever they used
Yeah.
was still there. So
Yeah.
that's what I was smelling. That's what I was tasting, because I tasted some candy. I was like, ooh, this is terrible.
I
was on
install
20% for
anything,
2
I'll
days.
do anything.
Wow. Wow, Big Matt.
Yeah, thank God you're out. That's cool. Thank God you're better now.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God.
20% for 2 days. Jesus.
Well, and then they have people who've had it, had no symptoms whatsoever. They get tested this positive for antibodies, and they're like, we didn't even know we had it.
Yep.
Yep.
I want to be one of those. If I get to choose the kind I have to have, that would be the kind.
Right.
So, John, are you feeling okay still?
I
Okay.
feel great. Okay, so this, I'm gonna, can I share, Paul? I'll share.
Sure.
This is a ventilator. Let me share this. And then if they have to do a tracheotomy on you, or a trach, put a trach in, I'll show you that too. Let's see, share.
Okay, here we go.
Uh,
Oh, okay. She's sitting up with one.
Well,
Yep.
yes, because this is the ventilator. This is
Ventilator.
the machine, is what they do. And then let me see if I can find.
That doesn't look bad.
No,
That
the
doesn't
machine
look great.
itself isn't. It's when they go down your throat with a trach. Let me do that. Let me see here. This one right here goes through your patient's mouth and into their windpipe. When they do that, that gets a little stressful on you. You don't want to be awake when that's in there. It's like gagging continuously. It's down into your, it goes down to about here.
It's kind of like putting a cork in a bottle.
But
Yeah.
not everybody has to have that, right?
No.
No, you're real bad if you have to have that. You're real bad if you have to have oxygen.
I mean, look at the baby on the ventilator.
Yeah, but that,
Oh,
they make, see, this is the ventilator itself. The part that goes down your throat is called something else. That's when it's really bad.
can I tell you, if I went in the hospital and saw that with babies, I'd just start crying. That'd be heartbreaking, just heartbreaking.
This is it right here, and you can see how far down it goes. See where that is? I don't know how big you guys can see that.
Yeah.
Insert tube. Mechanical ventilator unit is this.
See, down below is the non-invasive ventilator.
Right, non-invasive is like CPAP and
Right.
BiPAP and all that stuff.
That's the kind I'm going to ask for if I have to go in.
But if your lungs are filling with fluid and everything, they have to put this tube in. This is the issue. This tube.
So
right?
that's not considered incubation?
This is.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Yes, yes, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
That's
this is
the one that
vent-
makes it really hard for people.
Yes, and this is the ventilator right here. So when they mention ventilator, mechanical ventilation, non-invasive ventilation, this is non-invasive. This is evasive.
Right, Matt.
When they mean evasive, so there's two different parts to it. There's a machine, then there's this medical grade plastic tube they stuff down your throat.
Matt, what kind of medicine did they give you, darling?
Oh, I wonder if he did get that Z-Pack stuff and everything.
The antibiotic thing. Hey, I'll be right back, guys. I got to use the little boys' room.
Okay, Paul. So that's what I'd want to know, what kind of meds, because they were doing a couple different experimental things, I thought, in New York. One was the Chloroquine or whatever for malaria with the Z-Pack, and the other one started with an R that they were also trying to do.
They did give him meds, so it must have been that. It must have been the antibiotic plus the malaria.
Chloroquine?
Yeah, I
I think it's
can't.
chloroquine.
Yeah. I had to
Because
take
here's
that.
the hard part of this. Hold on. Hydrochloroquine. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I can never say that, yeah.
Yeah, hydrochloroquine. Yes,
Yep.
yes, yes.
I
Yes.
actually took that every time I went to Haiti, we would take that.
Would you?
Yeah. The whole time we were there. So if you didn't get malaria or any of those things.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, Big Matt. And I got to tell you, Big Matt, the hard thing is we have half of the people saying, hey, just take it. What do you got to lose? We have the other half saying, hey, it's not been tested enough to know it won't hurt you. And I got to tell you, I just think if it's making people better, then we
Some
need to
people
do
were-
it.
Oh, I gotta stop sharing. Whew, here we go.
Oh, you're okay. It was,
I think-
thank you. Thank you. It's the malaria drug. Yeah.
Yeah, malaria.
I just have to tell you, thank you, John, for explaining that because I thought the
What
ventilators
did I
were
say
down your
before?
throat and that's why people weren't recovering.
Well, no, the ventilator's the machine, but then everything else that goes with it. Yeah,
It just depends on what level you're at, right?
yeah, that's what I'm told. I could be getting the stuff a little wrong
Finished it 3 days ago.
because I
did
am
you?
not my best right now. I can tell you.
So, Matt, is your fever gone then?
Yep.
Because from what I understand, the fever can hang around for weeks. I'm not good with the fever.
Yeah, malaria.
Yeah, this stuff.
What did I say I was taking it for? Yeah, I think I did say malaria, right? Did I say?
What's crap, Lynn? That's crap, Lynn. What?
Everybody's used it for years. They give that
Yeah.
drug to babies, pregnant. When you can give a drug to a pregnant woman and safely, and they're saying they don't know what's going to happen if they give it to people. It's like
Yeah, because
And by
they're
the
saying
way-
there are some side effects for certain people.
right.
So you have to be sure you're checking with your doctor. You're not
Right.
doing what those people
Which
did
is
when they
fine.
grabbed their fish medicine and
Well,
started chucking that
They were
down.
just idiots doing that. Yeah.
But again, critical thinking, John. It's critical thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm telling people now. When they tell me something stupid, oh yeah, it comes and goes. They gave me Tylenol.
Well,
Also.
they use it for lupus too, but it's not been
Yes.
tested for lupus. But everybody subscribes it for lupus, and it works.
And rheumatoid arthritis, that
And
stuff,
rheumatoid
they give it for
arthritis.
that.
And the reason that they don't go and do studies, they know it works, but they don't want to do a study because it makes the price go astronomically high. Because now you get all these people in there with their hands and they gotta, the CDC has to test it and the FDA has to approve it and test it. And it just turns into this multi-million-dollar and they even said this on the news. That's why we should just prescribe it. Why do we need to test it? It's a proven drug. There are minuscule there was one guy on one of the news channels that I won't tell you about, but it had a bunch of letters. It started with an M. And I'm watching an interview on there, and there's doctors on there, supposed doctors on there, screaming and yelling, you could go blind if you do that. So if you look it up, it tells you less than 2% over 20 years of a degrading of your eyes. That is not blindness. And that's only in 2% of the entire study, which the study has been going on for 20 years. So,
And
understand you can go blind.
I gotta say, I agree with like Fauci when he said it's not proven. It's not proven because
No.
they haven't done tests. That's very
Right.
true.
It's not proven, but
It's not proven.
Try
So
it.
that is very true. And
Yep.
I gotta tell you, I think if it works and they're seeing that in New York, I think that was a good idea. I think Cuomo was right to say, yeah, let's take it, let's give it to people, let's get it going. I think that was absolutely right. But I get why they want everything tested. I do get that. We don't want a bunch of people dying of the remedy either.
Well,
But-
they never tested it for lupus, and they passed it out like candy for lupus.
Yeah, I think, you know, I was told at one time they thought I might have lupus because of some stuff that happened. And I just got to say, at that point, if I had to take it, I'd be taking it.
Damn right. So
Give me what you need to give me. Let me
Yeah.
get over this.
let me try something.
Let's see, my choice, take it or lose my life. Yeah,
Right.
I think Matt, I that's why I'm so happy Matt is on here because it worked for him. He also took vitamin C and vitamin D supplements. I've heard that's good too.
Yeah.
And
I do
then
do that.
100
Both of
milligrams
those every day.
drink a lot of water. You know, that's what I've been told also. You dehydrate so fast because of fevers. You got to drink a ton of water. So know that. You need lots of water, John.
I drink tons of water. People yell at
That's
me.
very good.
At home, you guys must see me all the time. I'm always drinking something, and it's always water. I have my Doctor Who koozie cup there with a straw in it. I fill it up all the time. It's just I drink tons.
Right,
of
Matt.
water. Today I haven't drank enough water, but I haven't drank a lot of anything today except for coffee. So
And if you lose, I hear if you lose your sense of smell and taste,
yeah, big thing right there. If you lose your sense of taste, basically, not so much smell, but taste, they say you got an issue. Call your doctor.
yeah, but I also heard it may mean that what you get is not as hard on you as when you don't lose them and then it comes on you.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so much.
I don't either. I've just been listening to every news thing I can on it because I figure. But the truth is, if my kids got it, I'd probably go to the house and help them. Even if I got it, I can't
Mask and
see.
gloves on and bring stuff
Yeah.
with you. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
like being a nurse. You know,
Yeah.
that's what you do, but you'd have to just cover yourself a little bit.
Yeah, because I couldn't see just leaving them there by themselves, which has happened to a lot of people.
Well, that's what I feel bad because my guy Ken, he's home deathly sick, and his wife is deathly sick in the hospital.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. it's
I
like-
lost both smell and taste.
Oh man. So
I
what?
had no fluids in my stomach.
Oh, that sucks.
Believe
I
me,
feel
you
bad for you.
dehydrate really fast. I think that's,
At
part
least
of the
you're
danger.
over it now. At least he's over it, right?
oh my God.
Jesus, and he survived.
Can you smell now and taste now, Matt? Oh, I love food. I mean, I could see losing my sense of taste. I'd be sad.
So he lost the
Infants
smell
with
too,
A
right?
blood are more prone for it.
Yeah, I know everyone was saying taste. If you lose your taste, definitely call your doctor. I didn't know about the smell thing, so
Yeah,
something
smell
else to look
too.
out for.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't mind losing your smell, but you don't want to lose it if you have this. When my dogs are in my face, all three of them's in there. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
But you lost both, huh? Oh, my goodness. And I had no fluids in my stomach.
With the blood.
So they're saying folks with A blood are more prone
Well,
to it?
I looked into that because I had read an article on that. And my
Oh, I
girl looked
bet.
into that in her doctor stuff where they're doing all the stuff together, exchanging notes. And there's actually, they thought there was in the beginning, but now they're finding out that they think that was just mistesting on some of their parts. And now they've got more of a base now, and I guess it's evening out. I'm not sure on that, but that was the last time, and I haven't talked to her about that in at least 10 days. So it could have changed by now.
Yeah, I think they're trying to find the all those little things that they can figure out. But the
Well,
truth
that's good. He
is,
says he's very hungry all the time, doesn't he?
yeah, see, I'd be like food lined up.
He said he could so it was like maybe a metal smell or something in your nose, like metal shavings or something, or must have been an awful smell that he smelled.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you something. Vitamin D and immunity video for anyone who wants to look more into it as well. Oh, I was scared for my cat because he was acting really funny. I thought he could get the virus also, but he is good. Oh, nice, Matt. Yeah. Yeah, there's so much going around about that right now, isn't there? Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I'd want a conveyor belt with food once I got over it because I'd want to eat too. I'd just have it going by like Lucille Ball.
Yeah, see, this is from 2 days ago. There is still studies going on about it. Studies, blood, and that's exactly what I had heard. And then she said, no, they're saying it's not. It's still saying that. Suggests studies blood type A associated with higher risk of having or getting COVID-19. That was on 4/15.
How do you know? I don't even know my blood type.
Oh,
I
no.
asked my doctor to tell me my blood type, and they were telling me it's a test and it's expensive or something. But I would like to know my blood type. That was Candy. I know, but I would tell him, get those drumsticks, those steaks, those roasts. I go off keto, get those mashed potatoes. When I get hungry, just move out of my way. Over here, some of the tigers on other animals got the COVID. Yeah, that's what I heard. So
And
I would be worried for my dogs
I
because
just
I
heard
love my
today-
puppies.
Today, too, you might be able to re-catch it. I just heard that for the first time today from a police officer that was here getting a sticker.
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about-
They're not sure if it's just the virus starts reshedding some of that stuff. So they're testing them, and that's just what it is. They also get a lag where they start feeling a lot better and then come down with it again. Yeah, tell them Roger's ribs. That's right. Yeah, so. Oh my God. High fever is the only A+ I ever got, Gary. I would think I'm like O or B. That sounds right. I don't think I'm blood test A. My mom was that negative thing that's so rare. Cat lung tissue apparently can get it. Dog lung tissue is different. So it seems they may not be able to get it. Okay. Okay. See, now what I would wonder is if cat tissue can get it, right? Cats, then can they give it to people? Can it transfer back to people? My cats are indoor cats. They don't go out.
That's how my cats are.
I just believe that something happens for a reason. And I was living very fast living here in Enna. I guess this was to slow me down. You know, Matt, yeah. I'd call him one. Yeah, Matt, I agree. This is giving people a lot of time to think. Sometimes that's not a good idea for some people, but it's not to be rude, but they don't need to think anymore. But I think that it is a slowdown. It is reconnection. It is kind of people finding out what's truly important to them. And for some people, that's working and going back to work. And for some people, is reconnecting with family and just, any way in which they can, right? It just depends.
Brent Ariels, how you doing? Hey, Paul Murray, welcome. Welcome
Yeah.
to the channel, Paul.
Well, thanks for watching for me.
The cat did bit my dog. Phantom Hodges, that's terrible.
Yeah. Lynn's daughter called and wanted to know the blood type.
Oh my God, Phantom. That is okay. That shouldn't be funny, but it is so funny.
What about him schooling the cat and petting his dogs?
Yeah, killing the cats and petting the dog. It does put your life in perspective. I agree, Big Matt. It's, I find that because I always run with a little bit of depression, I have dysthymia. It's just making sure all that stays. I need to stay level. So I had to be careful.
Oh, you see, this is the same article cut and pasted on a new date. This is the exact article I read a month ago. So this is just someone reposting this. It's not new
Thanks, Big Matt.
because they're
Glad to
still
be
talking-
back.
They're still talking about China. and
Yes,
their
dude,
testing. We
yeah.
can't count on their testing.
No, you know what? I think I think a lot of people are reposting stuff. And this, we're learning so much every day about this that you can't repost something from a month ago, people.
No,
It's always different.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
old news.
It is. It's old news. But I'm reading the second half of it now. I'm going to have to read this whole article. The first half is all the old article about.
Hey, Gary, Brand Aerials. I'm
Huh.
sorry I missed you when you came in. I was in the old boys room.
He had to get his gloves on.
Well, it takes a while to do the
That's
the
okay.
one wipe with the one
Oh, Darwin.
toilet paper.
Don't even, Paul.
You
Paul,
know,
I'm gonna hold up my hand in front of your
The
thing.
the Centroid thing, you know?
Here.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were using that.
Yeah.
Did you see the thing where somebody walked into a store in Australia and tried to return 150 packs of 32 roll toilet paper?
150
Yeah, they're.
cases of 32 rolls in a case.
Yeah. He went into the store. He said, "Hey, can I get my money back on these?" He took 150 of those disinfectants. And I guess the store manager went up and flipped him the finger and told him to go.
Well, what he should have
Because-
said is there's a 50% restocking fee.
Well, you know what happened is they shut down them selling it on eBay and all the other places.
Right.
They shut everything down. So now he couldn't sell it. So now he was stuck with it. And I say, well, you have toilet paper for the rest of your life, the rest of your kids' life. and
Or
the
you
rest of your
donate it to a
grandchildren's life.
hospital or something. Yep.
Well, what else can he do if they'll take it?
That's thousands of dollars. Yep. That's his own damn fault. Yep.
And I'm hoping that, I hate to say it, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm hoping that happens to anyone who did this.
Yep.
Because we had people really actually needing toilet paper. I had to take some that I'd bought and give it to one of my friends. She just couldn't find it anywhere. And then I gave some to someone else because they just couldn't find it. And so I was counting mine because I have a pack now,
Yeah.
32 rolls.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I think this will be okay. For however long this lasts.
Well,
was also
I
video
look at it like this,
about-
that Centroid came along just at the right time to teach thousands of people around the world how to do the single sheet Centroid.
Well, because I can't do that. So I'd be cutting up my roommate's t-shirts. Let's see. It said there was also a video over here going viral that had a Chinese lady coughing on fruit and she was positive for COVID.
Yep. Imagine
What is
that.
wrong with people? Again, the critical thinking piece.
Yeah.
Not taking any of this stuff people hoarded
I
back.
always think of the Tin Man when I hear stuff like that. Wizard of Oz, the Tin Man. What did
Yep.
he say? If I only had a brain.
Yeah.
See, so that really made me wonder when Costco first started saying they wouldn't take returns. And I thought, well, who would return their toilet paper? I just didn't occur to me that they were talking about people who had hoarded it and bought it, those first few days, just bought everything and walked
I
out
wouldn't
with
take
funds.
it back anyways. Who knows
Yeah.
what they did with it?
Yeah, I wouldn't take it back.
With it? Would you? Could have dipped it in some kind of disease. You're wiping it on wherever, and the next thing you know, there's only a few ways stuff can get into your body. That happens.
I never allowed toilet paper into my body. It may brush my body, but
That's
never
all it
in,
has to do, Paul.
never
It's
into
brushing a part that doesn't usually
Never-
see the day of light.
never-
Remember that?
I don't want to think about that. You know, that came into my brain one day. I was going to tell my roommate, since he doesn't buy any toilet paper, or he's stealing mine, that's what he was going to have to start to do. But then I realized he lived in my house. So I was like, yeah, I'm not telling him. Not ever learning that.
Three hoarding bastards. Yep.
I make my own hand sanitizer. You know, my sister made hand sanitizer and sent me a couple bottles. And then I was cleaning out my garage and I found a big bottle of it. Evidently, I buy this stuff and not even know it. I found
we
a
have
couple
to hear all
bottles.
the time because of the customers coming in. You know, you're exchanging money and everything. I've always had hand sanitizer. So I was, you know, I go to Walmart, buy a big bottle of it for $2, and it would last us a couple of months. So luckily, I had 2 of those still because we're still, and I found 1 more before all this happened. But yeah, I was going to make some hand sanitizer because we're going to get low, but you can't get alcohol around here. No, the rubbing alcohol. You can't get it. There's shelves have been bare with it, and when it comes, it doesn't even hit the shelf.
So I had that infection on my leg, right? And so I was using alcohol, but I realized I didn't have any. And so I called places and I said, what am I supposed to do? I need it. Not only diabetic, but I need it. And I went again, cleaning out my garage, saying, when I found the hand sanitizer, I found a big bottle of rubbing alcohol. I was like, thank you, God, because I know he was looking out for me.
Yep.
Because I don't remember buying it.
Well, you know how when you go online, sometimes you pop up with the
Big
next
Roger.
best thing to buy, you know, buy this now before it sells out. I almost bought, they had a UV light that folded up and it kills germs and stuff. And it's like a wand and you slowly pass it over like money and stuff like that. And it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $29.99.
Well, I wanted to start using cash so I could keep a real good, hey, Roger, a real good eye on my money, right? A real good eye on my, on how much I was spending, since I'm very limited. I have nothing coming in right now. So I'm having to dime things out. But nobody will take cash.
Yep.
So I had $50 for a couple weeks, just grocery stuff, just use cash. I keep better handle on it. And they were telling me they won't take it. So yeah, rubbing alcohol works best, Val. Yeah, that's what I was using. I found it, but you know what? If I have to use the Powers Irish whiskey, well, then I will. I would think, don't you think they should be getting that stuff now? Shouldn't it be in the
Did you
stores
see
now?
Roger was in and he says he's getting ready to roll?
Yeah.
Sorry, Roger, it isn't 5 o'clock yet. And Paul
Seven.
promised he'd stay on for 3 more
7 here.
hours, right, Paul? So Paul is staying on for 3 more hours.
Well, yeah. You know how we do that, Val? We go over to Roger's channel for 3 more hours.
I don't think that's what I heard. I don't think it is.
Well, Witch Hazel. That's
Yeah,
all I saw was
Witch Hazel's a name brand, isn't it? What?
But it's not alcohol. I'm
I
not
don't
sure
think
what
it's
the
alcohol.
difference is.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, you put that on a cut, it's going to hurt. Straight
Oh.
moonshine once a day. Hello.
Well, it's like hydrogen peroxide. You can't find that either.
Oh, thank God I had bought 2 bottles because my little scratch here, I definitely
Yep.
soaking that in there. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Oh, where'd you get that from?
Working.
Oh, not from a cat, right?
No.
So,
If it was
so
a
I'm going
cat,
to tell you, that's
know it
what
would be
happened.
It would be infected.
I had a small scratch thing, and next thing you know, it was infected.
You reached in someplace and caught it, right? Yeah.
He reached up.
Reached up through some, that was through the heater hoses on a Toyota.
And they had what, those clamps
When
that
did I
have the
get
thing
that?
where it notches down and
Yeah, you couldn't see them.
Man, get me some.
I was unplugging an oxygen sensor, and of course on this side that I just showed you, I burnt myself on the catalytic converter. While I was doing that, and I twisted my arm the other way quickly, and then when I pulled it out, it scratched it.
So I have this much rubbing alcohol left in one of the regular bottles, right? So I'm getting ready to go out and clean some more in my garage because there must be some more out there. I have
Right.
found all kinds of damn things in there that I've been able to use, but the rubbing alcohol was what worried me the most because I needed it. There was no hydrogen peroxide. I did see witch hazel at the time, but I bet you it won't be there now.
I was gonna look up
Um,
witch hazel too, and I'm looking for a little thing to send back to.
Every time you say witch hazel, I have a flashback to the old TV sitcom was Hazel when she used to be the maid at the place. You know?
Yeah. That at a Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been using it. I was using it, but I just thought, I don't heal fast. I don't heal with anything fast because of the diabetic stuff is what I think is happening, right? So I've been, how long has this been dragging on, Paul? For like 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and it's just now almost finished. I have this much more alcohol, and so I think it will take me all the way to the end.
Good.
I've never bought it. I've never had to have stuff like that, but now evidently I do.
Well, I know that when it comes available, Val's going to have a couple on the shelf.
Val's gonna have a couple of everything.
Everything on the
My
shelf.
son accused me of hoarding toilet paper because I had 232 packs of toilet paper.
Yeah.
And then I went into Costco and they gave me another one. Well, I gave it all out, that one whole pack. I told him, I know you think I'm hoarding, but this pack is going somewhere else because people couldn't find it. I found it, so I gave it to him. I didn't charge him. It's just free.
Oh,
Here.
Nobody looked up witch hazel yet?
No.
What is
man.
witch hazel?
Hazel for
There's
Mr.
some
Baxter.
Who's
Wikipedia.
talking?
Witch hazels or witch hazels are a
What was she saying?
She was talking about witch hazel.
She's talking about flour.
Do we know about witch hazel now?
I should have let her read it. I don't know if that's an infraction or not.
Yeah, don't let her read it.
Good evening,
Witch,
Drono. He'll be on in 5 minutes, he says. Roger's going to be on in
Okay.
5.
5.
witch hazel or witch hazels are a genus
Oh, you got the
of
same one. I
flowering
got.
plants in the family. Well, what?
They turned it into a liquid, though, I think. And it's like rubbing alcohol, isn't it? I think.
It says, is witch hazel an antiseptic? Hold on, guys.
It's going to say.
It says some preparations are commonly used for dermatological conditions, including diaper-related dermatitis. However, clinical studies supporting these uses, they're lacking. Witch hazel has been evaluated for uses including allergenic, antiseptic, whatever. So, in other words, not actually tested, but we believe it works.
Well, they never test any of the actual natural things. They just don't test those. You know, you don't see the CDC and everything, testing all that stuff.
Well, the manufacturer doesn't want to go through and
Witch
Yeah.
hazel with coconut water.
get all the testing done.
Ooh, she's pretty. Eek, I gotta get off that channel. Uh-oh,
Yeah,
I
witchy
gotta pop
hazel. That's a different channel, John.
off.
Hazel the witch.
Yeah, that was a different channel. Whoopsie.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, if you put it on something, it'll burn. And
I don't
anything
like
that
it.
burns must be better for you.
Yeah, I think it's close to rubbing alcohol. Yeah.
Witch hazel is like a sterilizer. Yeah, that's what I thought. Just don't buy dried up bat dust.
Right, we're gonna barbecue some bats tonight.
Oh my God. Yeah, my life isn't complete until I eat a bat. I'm just like, what the hell? I don't think they ate it. I think it was just doing his business on somebody or something. I don't know.
I was on a couple of tours and they took us into caves and we had to wear masks and they said, do not touch the bat droppings. I guess bat droppings is just so hazardous. All kinds of bats, not just certain bats, all
Okay,
bats.
I'll go over to Rogers in a minute, but I want to tell you one thing.
Oh,
They were
Roger's on now?
using- Yeah,
Yeah.
but give me a minute. They were using bat droppings in mascara.
Huh.
What?
So yes, you have to look it up.
Yeah.
So women, that may be why we're not as susceptible to this as men are, because we've been
Oh.
slathering it on our eyes for a long time. I don't wear mascara, but there you go. I just wanted to help you out, Paul, in case you decide to do an Ozzy Osbourne and start wearing mascara.
No.
Don't do it. Guano, yeah.
I've never looked it up. That's what they were.
Did you look it up?
I'm gonna. There's this big long word that I'm not going to pronounce. Is a disease associated with droppings of bat known as guano. The disease probably affects the lungs and can be life. Yeah, all bats.
Let's see. Is guano used in mascara? Funny how that came up. I didn't even have to type it.
Guano, human safety.
Actually, bat poop is not used in makeup. The urban legend. Okay. Grandine. Okay. So I'm not kidding you, a professor tell me that.
Oh, see what it says further down too. It says the droppings look like droppings from a mouse, but these turn into powder that form it into a powder form when touched. The powdery substance becomes airborne, and then you get into problems.
It says guanine, right? Although guanine is abundant in bat guano, the FDA requires it to be harvested from fish scales to make mascara. Well, I'm going to tell you, you don't know that that's what people do. They say that's where they're getting it from, but I don't know.
Okay, everybody, we're going to all jump over and raid the
Rogers.
Godfather Roger on Canadian Drone Hub.
I got
Remember, tell him it's a PMS raid.
It's just pretty much a couple of clicks away, and I guarantee you Val will be there and John will be there too.
Well, I probably might not be because I got to go in the other build and then I'm going to go home.
Well,
When I
when
get
you
home,
can
if you
join
guys-
from home.
If you guys are still on when I get home.
Yep.
Home, I will definitely.
But Val and I will meet you over there right away. So everybody, thanks for coming in. Thanks,
Val?
Val. Thanks,
What?
John. And of
Bye,
course,
everybody.
thanks to everybody in the chat. We'll see you real soon. Bye for now.